What's going on, traders? It's Nate here at the Forex University. This video, we're gonna go over the Ftmo challenge. I'm taking my second challenge to get funded another $100,000. So I'm gonna just document my journey. I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm doing. I'll show you my MetaTrader. I'll show you my strategy. That way you guys know exactly what I'm doing to actually pass this test. Am I gonna pass it? I have no clue. But right now, I'll show you my MetaTrader. So right here, it's November 16th. That's when I actually started the challenge, the new one. And 1 week, I profited $6,000. So I have $4,000 more to profit, and then I'll pass the first verification. Once I pass that, I go to the second, which is I have to profit $5,000 within 60 days. That one's a much easier to pass, but you still have those max daily loss parameters and other things. But I'm gonna just literally show you exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna show you some of the trades I took. That way you guys are immersed into understanding the Ftmo challenge overall. It's really about trading and proper risk management at the end of the day. So hopefully if you guys see any value from this, feel free to comment, subscribe, like this video. If you do comment on my YouTube video, I will reply to you. So go ahead and comment below, and I'll try to do my best to help you out with any kind of questions you have for me. Man, it's getting hot here. Take this off real quick.
All right, let's get straight into it, guys. It is November 21st, 2020. You're gonna see that I entered this challenge November 16th, so about a week ago. And the challenge ends December 20th, or December 15th, 2020. I am in the $100,000 challenge, and I'm trading on the MT4 platform. All right, guys. Right here, you're gonna see my current balance, $106,000. A little bit of drawdown because I entered a trade on Friday. And then here are my trades that I took to gain $6,000 in a week. Okay, so these two trades right here are pretty much good winners, right? Like my first trade was November 16th. I exited my position on the 18th, so a 2-day trade. And then this trade was entered on the 18th of November, and I exited the 19th, so the next day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the strategy and show you what I'm doing to actually catch pips and be successful with trading overall. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comments below. Like and subscribe this if you see any value. If you do want to get a video that's just literally breaking down the strategy by itself without Ftmo, I can do a whole video on my strategy. So here we go. So G-odd, I already have this marked up because I just left it alone, but I'm going to zoom out on the 4-hour and just kind of show you what's going on with this trade. Okay, so right here you're going to notice that I left the target profit alone because I just left it alone. But right here you're going to see a certain yellow mark. So what I do is I pretty much look at the daily time zone, okay, and I look for break and retests. So this big move right here is essentially a big break, and then it retested on that zone, right, on this little yellow box that I drew up. Okay, and the awesome thing is when you see multiple wicks candles that are having a hard time breaking below, right, then you're gonna have a strong support. The other thing that I drew up was this little trend line, right? So I noticed that, all right, here we go, we got some wicks, we got a wick right here, and then also another wick right here if you zoom in. And so that gave me a good indication that this is the start of a new trend. Okay, zooming in on the 4-hour, okay, this is where I start looking for entries. You're gonna notice that price came down and it hit the zone, and so this is a good indication of price going back up, right, because we're in that strong zone where price is having a hard time breaking below. So it came up a little bit, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to risk it, let me just wait, and it bounced right on that trend. So that was my confirmation to get into this trade. And so I entered right around here, right, and then I wrote it all the way up for 110 pips. This was a 1 to 1.89 risk reward ratio. So you're going to see that I caught a good amount of pips right here on this trade and then exited as soon as it hit that level. NZD JPY. And so it looks like, when did I enter this trade? So I entered, so on the 19th, oh wait, wrong one. So this trade right here, I entered on the 18th at 6:35 p.m. Okay, cool. So on the 18th, let's look for the 18th. So right here, if you look towards the bottom, you can see the timeline. So that's the 16th, 17th, 18th. Right here. So it looks like, so I entered right here actually. This is where I entered. Sorry if I took so long, guys, but I just wanted to be accurate with where I entered to show you where I profited. So this white little zone is the same thing. You're gonna see a big break outside of that zone, and then it broke back in, right? So it came down and then started coming up, came down again, and then look at price. It not only hit this little trend that I drew, but it also had a hard time breaking above that zone. So we're also seeing lower highs. So we have a high right here, a high right here, and then a high right here. So that was giving me a strong confirmation that, you know what, because it's creating lower highs and then because it had a hard time breaking above the zone, let me go ahead and enter. So this is where I entered. You can see that this date right here is the 18th, and I wrote it all the way down to this area right here. So caught about 26 pips, but I levered up on this trade because I was pretty confident. So I was 8 lots deep on it, and yeah, I made $2,000. So let's do the math. 8 lots, if you multiply that by 10, that's where you get your average price per pip. So I was making around $80 per pip, and then I caught 26 pips or around there. So $2,080, right? And then in FTMO, $2,049. So that's probably, you know, commissions and you know, fees and stuff like that. But yeah, pretty accurate. All these other ones were just like kind of like minor trades and everything. But just to show you one more example of a break and retest on a brand new chart. Euro JPY is actually one of my favorite pairs to trade because, just in my opinion, it's just cleaner to look at and mark everything up. What I do is I look for big breaks and retests. Okay, so you're gonna notice. Let me just look for an opportunity so you guys can actually get this. Always start out in the daily time frame and then go into the 4 hour and then the 1 hour for entries. I don't really like going into the 1 hour because it's not applicable to me anymore. I can never say that word, but let's just try it out, okay, guys? Yeah, this is a good one right here. So if you zoom in on this area right here, okay, you're gonna see price coming above a certain level. Okay, looking left, you're gonna see price action doing a lot of things. This is a lot of data right here for me, so I'm gonna mark all this up. But all these wicks, all these little wicks, it's telling me something, right? So zooming in, you're gonna see, right? You're gonna see a wick right here, over here, just an area, and then on top, right, you're gonna see a lot of resistance, right? Another wick, another wick, another wick. So this is literally my zone, right? And I'm still on the daily time frame. Okay, another thing is, here is the break above that zone. So that was that's where I start looking for opportunities, right? So if price starts coming back down to that zone and I see a wick where it's literally bouncing on it from the zone that I drew up, then this is going to be my entry. Mind you, you want to look for other confirmations, right? If you have confluence, the better odds that you're going to win this trade, right? So if you mark up your trends and everything, you're going to be able to, you know, have higher probability trades as well. But just, I mean, don't overdo it. Don't force your trends and everything, but just look for some common areas, right? If you see, you know, 1, 2, 3 touch points, then you can assume that that's going to be a good trend, right? But right here, this was all I needed to see for that initial break and retest, right? Because looking left, this is a strong area where price is just confused, right? There's a solid downtrend. It bounced, came all the way up, bounce again, came all the way up, bounce again, came all the way up, and then finally broke. And then you're gonna see a break and retest on the downside, right? It came all the way down, came up, almost tested the zone, and then a sell-off, a huge sell-off, right? So same thing. Over here, you're gonna see a big move to the upside, retested, bounced on the zone. I get in for my entry, and then I ride it all the way up, right? So if I were to get into this trade, and I saw a really good opportunity, I would have entered like right around here and took it to the previous high, right there. So 341 pips. That's plenty right there, but I'm not gonna like wait that long because 300 pips is a lot. So let me just kind of go to the 4 hour now, because that's where I actually look for my entries. And feel free to rewind this to actually make sense out of it, right? Like you don't have to go somewhere else and try to find a strategy again. Just rewind it. Ask me any questions in the comments, and I'll do literally a whole new video to just do a break and retest strategy. But right here's the entry, right? And then the previous high was right around here, right? So I would have took it like right there. So that's actually not too bad. This is a really good trade. I would probably put my stop a little bit below these wicks over here. So 52.2 stop, and then 293 pip move to the upside. Not too bad. Yeah, this is really good. So that's about it. Break and retest. I look for the zones in the dailies. I look for a break and retest on the zone that I drew up, and then once it hits the bottom of the zone or the top of the zone, if it's going the other way, I get in for my entry, and then I take it to the previous high. That's about it. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to comment, subscribe, smash the like button. I appreciate your support, all the followers and subscribers that are following me. Let's catch some more pips, guys.